Hello, friend. You, a child of the light, need to be reminded that your light is untouchable. It's unbreakable. It cannot be soiled or tarnished or interfered with. It is solid. It is the only true gravitas of your reality, of your existence. This earth, up until recently, think back to the 80s, 87, 89, 1988. The harmonic convergence. It was decided upon the harmonic convergence that instead of completing the Earth's existence, which is actually the timeline that was decided upon after the assassination of who you know as JFK. You see, JFK, Bobby Kennedy, these were symbols of a new timeline for humanity to ascend, to move beyond the heaviness of third density matrix. However, the others who have chosen not to be in the light created a divergence from that timeline through that assassination, those assassinations. Again, these souls, these energies, these figureheads are archetypes and symbols. We often communicate with you in terms of symbols, synchronicities, vibrations, intuitions. Roll on to harmonic convergence. 1987, 1988, 1989. It was agreed upon with the wise elders. Again, we use language as symbol here, to allow Earth to continue beyond what was going to be an exit point, to see what the souls incarnated here as human beings would choose. In some ways, it is what you would call an experiment. Up until this point, there had been, shall we say, a one-way track. Imagine a timeline as a singular trajectory. As you entered the 90s, the 2000s, it was clear that this singular focus for humanity was splitting off into many different branches. Think of the trunk of a tree and different branches separating off. The hope for humanity was that you as a collective would integrate together, come together cohesively. As the years approached your 2020 timeline, it was obvious that there was splitting happening. And so 2020, and we're not speaking from a political point of view, we are purely speaking from the higher perspective of spirit of source here. Even though it was used by them who are not of the light as a manipulation, a control experiment, the light, the source, the creator of earth, took this as an opportune time for spiritual expansion, a mass awakening, a shaking to the core, if you will, of those who were refusing to wake up from the dream. And so, from your 2020, not just branches off of different trajectories, different opinions, different perspectives, creating new, different timelines. But indeed, it became apparent that it had all boiled down to, so you say, the two major tree trunks, if you will, of light and dark. Please be mindful that the dark is simply the absence of the light. It is nothing to be afraid of. And we reach out to you now because this time has been filled with distractions to extract your fear. Your fear is fuel. It is your consumption, your attention, your consciousness as currency that is fueling those who are not in the light's timeline. You know too much. We ask you to rise above the fear, the hate, the this or that, and to come into a unification of consciousness, a oneness, for all is one and one is the all. When you play, when you embrace the true light nature of your consciousness, when you remember that all the world's a stage, and you come back into this unity consciousness, all the fear timelines dissolve and disappear. Or perhaps you're at a stage in your perspective where, as you gaze upon them with compassion, you can see them for what they are. Distraction. Destruction is being used as distraction upon your planet in great amounts at this time. Your recent eclipse time has created many choices for you. Understand that the choices that you have made now have completed certain timelines and trajectories of your life. Those doors are closed by your choices, but also by where you have placed your attention. You are constantly falling into amnesia about the power of your consciousness, of your thoughts, your emotions. We remind you these things can be used as a currency, as a fuel, that are not towards things that are not in your highest good. Things that you haven't consented to consciously. But remember, your fears can only be used against you with your consent. But you can be manipulated. You can be fooled. You can be disillusioned into giving consent in unconscious ways. It is our happiness and joy, if you will, speaking in symbols, to share with you that this veil of forgetfulness is lifted now. And so you will see the power of your consent in much more conscious ways moving forward, as a whole and individually as human beings on planet Earth. We will finish with this upgrade, as you call it, in energy. Some of you call healing. Truly, it is an opening to the remembrance of the light that you are. Take a deep breath. Pochukowa tawishikawa tawayena ko ishipawako to pokocha la topo kamanako no yashia watawi weyo shima so arambato komachila arowa erentoko ashia shukapatsu washapatopashika mananake aramoto. I call back my power. I call back the light. It has never left me, but I have bought into the illusions, and I release these illusions now. My power is my sovereignty. My sovereignty is my highest consciousness, the God consciousness that is strong and clear within me. My innocence is untouchable. My innocence is intact. The love in my heart is whole and complete. I allow myself to sit deeper into the stillness the magic of my being. Taking a long, slow, deep breath. I recognize that there is no outside, there is no external that I need to grasp or reach for that is illusion. Everything that I am is within the holy temple that is my high heart, that is my sovereignty, my own consciousness is indeed an extension of the one we called the great creator. I am a child of God, and so I am the light. I am a child of the light. There is nothing to fear but fear itself. Fear, of course, is false evidence appearing real. F-E-A-R. And although the external is full of false evidence appearing real, I understand that it is a timeline of old playing out. And so I unplug from my navel. I unplug any energy towards that timeline. I come back into wholeness, the truth. I know that all is well. And though they strip away from me all the things that seem to be security, I know that true security is in my God force, my purity of perspective. My love of self and my fellow human beings, for we are all children of God. I do not engage with battles or dramas of this or that, but I know that it's this and that, for in unity consciousness, we all become one again, returning to the source. Beings of light, of choice. And I have made my choice. And I stand in the one unified timeline of love, of heaven on earth. And so it is. I walk in love and light today and always. Know that as we gather together here, we become stronger. We create unity. And we are the love that is pulsing and that wants to break through. Things will be calmer now. Be a beacon of peace. As Gandhi said, be the change you wish to see in the world. Be that. Become that. That is your work. That is your soul role. It's not flashy name and lights stuff. It's being in a state of love when people strike at you from fear. It's holding that light and integrity even when they tried to steal from you or hurt you or block you. It's seeing through all the illusion and remembering that true power comes from love. Take a deep breath. Feel that column of light unify all the chakras in your body, right the way down into your feet. And send that light like roots into the earth to bless Gaia. She's been through so much. She has carried so much on our behalf. Go and walk barefoot on her and smile. Bring some light, bring some levity back to her. This is Aveen talking. Now, I am still here with everything. And so are you, my friend. We're still here, in the light, being light, embodying light. And I thank you for this. Thank you for reflecting your light upon me. There's so many times, you've no idea how much it meant to me. The light in me recognizes the light in you.